Welcome in. Today I will be talking about who I think will be our national champions in college football, and that would be the Alabama Crimson Tide. Georgia doesn't have that vaunted defense that will stand in Bryce Young and Trey Sanders and etc's way this time. Their offensive line will obviously be top five in the nation. And of course, I just said his name. Let's go down the line and look at Alabama's roster, shall we? Uh, Bryce Young, Heisman winner from last year. He was 67% passing last year. He had 4,872 yards, 4,800, almost 5,000 yards passing. That's Joe Burrow territory. That's why he won the Heisman. Um, and he had 47 touchdowns, and he's back. Okay, for Alabama. But like I've always said, with every quarterback, you need a team. Well, here we go. Running back Trey Sanders is going to be good. He had 345 yards last year. Roydell Williams, and Jace McClellan. All three of those had between 191 yards rushing and 345. So that's, kind of totals up to more than 800 yards. So I think they can add to that, and they will get better behind the top five offensive line that they will have. There was a commenter in one of my channels that said freshmen do not make an impact in the SEC, and I'm like, are you sure? Will Anderson. There's others, and you gotta get them freshmen to build a team, and maybe that was his point, but freshmen do matter in some instances. They all have to improve and get better and fill into their roles and do what they got to do. Yes, of course. Let's get back on track here. Alabama's tight end Cameron Latu had 26 receptions for 410 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he's back. Wide receiver 1 probably will be Trayshawn Holden. He had 21 receptions for 239 yards and 1 touchdown. This is kind of where I said, freshmen may have to step up, and if Alabama is getting 5 stars, that's cool. They have to play. They have to play, and Nick Saban knows that. And if they are better than the senior, they will play. Trayshawn Holden is not a freshman, and neither is Ja'Cory Brooks, who had 15 receptions last year for 192 yards and 2 touchdowns. And JoJo Earle had 12 receptions for 148 yards, and he didn't get a touchdown, but there's proof that there's talent right there. It's unproven for the most part, but I think they're going to get it done. Let's move to the defense, and this is where Alabama will win the national championship, a la Georgia last season. Will Anderson is back. 102 tackles, 17 and a half sacks, and 34.5 tackles for a loss, okay, in 1 year last season. How he was not invited to New York just blows my mind, and he should have finished higher than Aiden Hutchinson. in my opinion. And I'm just one Wolverine, but I'm a realist. Um, he's going to be a monster. Brian Young is back at probably D tackle or nose tackle. 40 tackles last year, 2 sacks, 9.5 tackles for loss. I'm not going to name everybody here on their defense, but I'm just going to. Henry Toa, 112 tackles, 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. And then where Nick Saban has always shined, when he doesn't win, he lacks the defensive line, right? Well, I think he's got that guy and others that will be a great defensive line. He's always had the best secondary, and that's where he shines. And that's where Michigan shines too. If you haven't seen, I think Michigan and Alabama are going to play in the national championship game. So go watch my predictions for the New Year's Six. I think it was actually titled The Playoff Predictions 2020, 2023, 2022, 2023 season. But DeMarco Helms had 87 tackles and 3 interceptions last year. Jordan Battle, who Michigan was in for, I think he is from the state of Michigan. I believe maybe Pennsylvania. It's been a while, but he's a senior, and he had 84 tackles last season and 3 interceptions as well. Kool-Aid McKinstry, what a name, that's cool. 25 tackles, 1 interception. Could be the strong safety. And Brian Branch, free safety, is who I have met, but maybe them are reversed. 55 tackles and 9 pass breakups. I don't think he had an interception, but he had the pass breakups. So that defense is going to be legit. Maybe not Georgia quality from last year, but maybe the best in the nation. And that'll be good enough to go with Bryce Young, as I said, and all these new faces on the offense. So that's why I have Alabama winning the national championship. I just want to come on here and say that, and expect more videos to come. This channel all started with college basketball and my resume rankings, and they were pretty popular when I started. I still have kind of the same viewers, and they held on over into football this year. So I started a couple years ago, and just a pastime, a hobby of mine. So once the season starts, I need to see a few games. Probably a quarter of the way through the season, I will come out with my resume rankings. And, it's kind of similar to Mark Rogers' college football rankings that actually make sense, but it's different. And so stay tuned for the season. Subscribe and hit the bell for notification. Like this video and like all the videos that you watch, and I appreciate it. It's just a pastime of mine, but if I get enough of you, I can quit drywalling and do this. What would be more funner than that? So, I'm a dependent fanatic. I love sports. I will work hard for whatever, but I need to know that you guys have some interest in what I'm doing to spend more money on this venture, if that makes sense to any of you. So thank you all, and just have a great day, as always, of course.